We had a dream to take our young family of 4 girls and have a homeschool travel year. So we began doing telemedicine before it was a common thing, and we traveled through Costa Rica. It was both challenging and uniquely rewarding, and after almost a year of beach and relaxed Pura Vida lifestyle, we all felt amazing. Except my husband. He tried to shrug it off, but when we got back to the States, he had an MRI, and he discovered there was an 8-inch tumor growing within his spinal cord, and it had simply outgrown its space. His body did not have months to wait for his appointment with the specialist. So we went into the emergency room on a cold, blizzardy Wednesday evening, and by Friday morning he was in emergency surgery. And then a few days in ICU and on to the rehab hospital for spinal cord injuries, and then he came home almost 3 weeks later, having had to relearn how to walk and learn to live in a whole new body. We felt relieved, like we had dodged this major bullet, because he was alive and he was home with us. Then supporting his recovery with all of the natural and not so natural support became the focus, when we were open to any of it and all of it that would help him. And so then the weeks turned into months, and after 9 months later, yes, he had improved, but his old life was like a distant past, and it was very different than his new life. He wasn't much for conversation. He wasn't able to sit or stand for longer than 30 minutes at a time. He certainly wasn't able to take on complex tasks or engage as the father or husband that he had been. We were stuck, and we weren't really sure what to do. What I'm talking about today is what I believe is the most amazing scientific discovery of our time. Let me say that again. This is the most amazing scientific discovery of our time, and I would have never known about it if we didn't have some real challenges to walk through. We've both walked the walk and helped hold the hands of others walking through their own health journey. You never know when a health crisis can show up, but what we do know is our bodies know how to heal. And there are predictable ways to reclaim your health and improve your vitality and well-being so that you can live the most out of your life. But first, why do we even care? Sure, we hear stories about illness every day in the news. And in our personal lives, there's a friend of a friend or a loved one. We get numb to it. And sure, it's sad when you hear bad news about others, but it's really devastating when it's in your own life. And yes, we do spend billions of dollars as a nation on health and medicines and procedures, and even worse, to know that there is more profit in selling us stuff than the simple answers or core solutions often get overlooked, or they're missed in the busyness of the day. And altogether, we have had declining health now for a few generations. And so the solutions no longer feel simple, and the process of reclaiming our health foundation can feel daunting. I do believe in a bigger picture. I believe that our lives have purpose, and by helping people in their health, my hope is that in my own way I can help make the world a little bit brighter place. What if I told you that we can optimize our own inborn cellular healing with a collection of microproteins transported in a saltwater solution? A single donated placenta was studied. No life was harmed for this product, and the proteins that are created from the stem cells found within the placenta have the ability to pause cellular decline and to increase the healing momentum within the body. Let me say this again in a different way. When we were born, we are filled with our own stem cells in every organ in our body. These specialized stem cells, like factories creating healthy new cells, create new cells for their tissue type. Nerve factories create new nerve cells, and cartilage factories create new cartilage. You get the idea. When we begin our life in our youth, all of our inborn cell factories are on and working at full capacity. And as we age over time, the factories are still there, but they begin to dim and eventually go dark. These specialized microproteins activate our own inborn factories. This is a major game changer for modern biologic medicine, and it's just beginning to be known. I have never seen anything in the last 15 years of private practice with such a huge positive impact on someone's system. And in theory, these proteins work for all humans, and the research is even showing they are helpful in repairing our DNA. So, one afternoon in late summer, my husband was at the 9-month recovery mark from his spinal cord injury and just kind of stuck. I mean, he hadn't seemed to get any better, and thankfully he hadn't gotten any worse for about 3 months. And I bumped into a new medical school graduate who offered me the tip of a lifetime. She was super excited about this new biologic discovery. She shared with me the name of the laboratory that had undergone a formal FDA inspection, and my learning curve began. 2 months later, he had his first treatment. Now, I had to be really sure it was safe before I was going to give it to my honey. Since we nearly lost him earlier in the year, I wasn't going to take any further chances. Looking back, I'm so thankful we took that leap. Within hours of receiving his treatment, his personality came back. That night, he sat with us at the dinner table, which that alone was a big deal. But then he cracked a joke. Now, normally I would just roll my eyes, but when you haven't heard any hint of wit or humor for 9 months, it was like a breath of fresh air. His body picked up his healing rate. Little improvements turned into big improvements, like leaving the cane behind and being able to walk on an uneven ground. And other things got better too, like standing longer, more strength, more sleep, better sleep, being an active participant in the household again, being a husband. It's nice to have someone helping to fold laundry, and he wanted to be social again. And most importantly, he was no longer a shell of himself. I got my husband back, and our children had their dad back. And if you were to meet him today, you would have no idea of the health journey that this man has walked through. So, why don't we all know about this? Why have you not heard more about this already? Give it time. The news is spreading, but right now we are on the forefront. This product does have FDA approval for wound healing, and the pharmacy is in process for many other conditions. Insurance doesn't yet cover it, and once this biologic tool is fully assimilated into the medical mainstream, the sad reality is it's estimated to be 10 to 20 times more costly, and simply may not be an option if the insurance doesn't approve it. So, as the single most powerful protein therapy on the market today, having watched my husband and an exclusive group of clients that I've shared this with, and I've been watching closely over the last 18 months, I've noticed some trends. It's wonderful at optimizing blood work. If you're watching your blood work for specific levels, or if you've seen imaging and you're wondering what you can do to make that better, there is help that is on its way. And I've been blown away watching inflammation correct itself. Organs repair themselves, and overall the client's sense of well-being soars. Whether it's an overactive or underactive system, this brings a whole new dimension of healing. And the classic issues of aging, don't worry. It's a simple solution and it's here. So, then the obvious next question is, if you're going to actively turn on the self-repair process in the human body, what are the other things that can get in the way? Since we know illness isn't simply a matter of age, we are setting up the human body for a maximum healing response. So on the first visit, we have an opportunity to identify roadblocks within this specific situation. The intent to identify the underlying stress points in the system, and then strategically optimize healing using the microproteins and offering a strategy to correct any roadblocks is what I'm bringing to you with terrain therapy. Now, this is not for the person who is waiting for someone else to do all the work for them. Unfortunately, it's just not for everyone. This is for the person who agrees that we have a responsibility to our own health and that we make choices, some good, some bad. No one is perfect, and ultimately it's our body and our own health journey. When your health feels like it's going in your favor, living your best life feels easy. And if you're like me, it's about connection. To have that quality time with our people and to make lasting memories, that's real health. That's what we want. So, if I told you that I am creating a program that will forever solve the problem of optimizing the body's maximum healing, while identifying and removing common root causes to illness in as little as just a few hours from your first therapy, with only half a year to complete the full therapy, and you get to watch me do it, before the rest of the world sees it, before the masses get access to it, what do you say? If you'd like to know more how this could be helpful in your situation, I invite you to book a discovery call. You will select a time that works for you, and a member of my team will reach out and give you a call. It's just a chance to see if this is the right fit for you. I will not pass along your information to anyone else. I also appreciate privacy. So what do you have to lose? Your healing solution is already deep inside, just waiting to be activated. And thanks to modern science and a dose of common sense, health restoration is easier than you think. So book your discovery call, and I look forward to meeting you on the other side.